Okay. All right. All right. Hold on. I think I remember how to do this. The red light is on,
Red light.
but I am relatively still overwhelmed by all the things that have happened over the past week. Now, we missed a show last week due to unforeseen circumstances, and that's fine. And based off the way SummerSlam went, I'm kind of glad that we did. But it is okay because we are here and we are going to discuss everything from SummerSlam, including the meat and potatoes of our show. Because, brothers, Brock Lesnar is back in WWE. Holy cow. We don't know what this means, but guess what? We're going to definitely try to figure it out. So buckle your seatbelts. We got to get in SummerSlam weekend. Let's get it.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes! What you gonna do? 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 What you gonna do?
Welcome to the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, I'm your host, the realness himself, the real Dwayne Allen, and he is your host, Brother Hugh, Mr. Super Producer, A to the A to the S, T to the A to the E, 3 to the R to the D, who is ceremoniously not in the building. We'll explain why. And he is your host, not just any guy, but the Belt King himself, Brandon, the guy. He is in the building, and he is your host. And for one night and one night only, he will not be a heel, but he is the heart, the soul, the founder of the Wrestling Realm, and he will forever be known as
Hollywood!
Brian H. Waters. Even though tonight, for a very special reason tomorrow, we're not going to call him a heel. But welcome to the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast. Good brothers, we missed a week. We are back. I don't want to say we're getting too old for this overly wrestling stimulation that we're having to deal with on a regular basis, but I'm going to keep us. I'm going to keep it straight and narrow, and I'm going to talk with pride. Like, we can handle this. We've done this before. We got this. Now we are here.
We don't.
Listen to me.
We don't.
We'll get to all that and more. Now we have to talk about SummerSlam. We're going to spend majority of the time talking about SummerSlam, and probably two of the major focuses about SummerSlam. One being Seth Rollins cashing in, and of course Brock Lesnar being the surprise of the century, especially in this day and age. When it comes to his, he's back in WWE, and he, as always, finds a way to make his impact felt. But before we get into that, first and foremost, let me ask you, brothers, how are you guys doing? I know we missed a week. It's a lot going on. We've grown. We got so much going on. But how are you brothers holding up after all this over wrestling stimulation that we've had over the last few days?
Feel good. I feel good, man. Because vacation started yesterday.
Shout out to vacation.
Got through Monday. Got through Sunday, got through Saturday, got through Friday, got through Thursday. But yeah, so I'm feeling good. It's time. And I said, before I head on out, I had to talk wrestling with my brothers because it was such a good week. Look, went to a bodega in Netflix, courtesy of Netflix and WWE. Picked up some salt. You see that right there? Official WWE salt. Also got some flour. It's a lot of stuff. You look on the Ring of Wrestling TikTok, you can see all the stuff I picked up. They gave us a bag, yo. They said, here, and go shopping. You can take this. I don't do too many carbs, so I ain't get the big thing of rice or, sorry, bro. They had a big thing of cat food, but I couldn't, log it. So sorry about that. But yeah,
it's a thought that counts. Thank you for thinking about Bubba. That's mighty black. Yeah. I appreciate it.
But, I got a chance to, Krista B in the building. Queen PR.
Here we go.
Building, they know about it. They know about that bodega. So it was a good time, and got a chance to talk to Method Man about wrestling.
METHOD man.
Yeah, man. So that was cool. So needless to say, going into, I've loved my age because boy, oh boy, 38 was a year of character building. But
Guess what, bro?
He ain't lying.
I made it, and now going into 39, styling and profiling. Woo!
That was even better because I didn't even have to hit the button. So there you go. It sounds like you're in good spirits, Brian H. I feel like you're in the right mental space to have this conversation because, man, I'm not the wrestler I thought I used to be. But brother guy, how are you feeling, sir? How are you holding up after all this? After all these years, we have been wrestling fans to find ourselves back in this space again. But how you feeling, good brother? You good? You hanging in there? You holding up?
I finally figured it out. This weekend made me realize the Triple H era means when you don't expect it and when you're not excited about a show, that's when it blows your mind. Because every time these PLEs that I'm not excited for, or I'm not really expecting, I'm like, all right, why are we doing this? Of course, I was gonna watch SummerSlam because it's SummerSlam. It's like if you're gonna skip any PLEs in nowadays, you would skip the ones that aren't the big four, right? But I
Sure.
said, okay, I'm gonna watch SummerSlam. Really didn't have that much build behind it. It didn't have the fanfare that it normally has. That you're like, oh yeah, I want to get some pizza, some wings, and watch SummerSlam. You really want to sit here and be all into everybody's reaction, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, let me watch it. And night one, I couldn't watch it live, but when I watched it, I said, oh boy. So then I said, night two, I said, hold on, wait a minute, what just happened? And it's crazy this comparison we make. That's how I been watching AEW. I don't go in there expecting anything, and I'm always blown away lately. And it's like the more I'm saying I'm not expecting it, or I'm not excited, I'm thoroughly enjoy the product. And now, don't get me wrong, yes, some things I could do without, but that's nitpicking. But it's like, I've realized it now. Wrestling is, WWE is for everyone. That's what they are telling us. It's not for wrestling fans. It's for everyone. It's not exclusive for us. If you want to be exclusive, go watch AEW. If you are a wrestling fan, go watch AEW. Like, that's it. And love it because you will love it.
That's a bar, though. You sound like you've been like pro wrestling born again.
Yes, because I had to realize that I was like, I can't be mad. I can't be mad at AEW for not giving me a story because I'm going to get wrestling.
There you go.
I can't be mad at WWE because I see 746 segments because it's not for me. It's for the audience that they're trying to attack. So that's where I'm this week. This last week of wrestling made me realize it that I'm like, you got to watch it in a different lens. You definitely got to.
God dang, brother guy. Congratulations. I mean, it's not too often that we can still come to epiphanies at our age. You know what I mean? Especially as wrestling fans. We have seen everything. You know what I mean?
Because remember, I want AEW to be so great, but I'm like, it is. I just had to start watching it through a different lens.
I agree.
I just had to,
1,000%.
Yeah.
I agree.
And now it's like all the things that I'm frustrated. Because like we can watch any wrestling and have our gripe with it, right? You can watch any PLE and then take you back to that moment that you are frustrated or irritated about it. But then when you watch it through a different set of lens, you're like, no, wait a minute. How did I miss this before? How did I not enjoy this? You know what I mean? Let me go back and, because remember I was saying, why is this happening? I'm like, I'm okay with this because who am I watching for? So
there you go.
Prototype. Is that a girl I smelling? Because the guy is cooking.
I know he's going to cue up Brandon's barbecue. He keeps saying, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back.
We got to get the sizzling sound effect back on here. But no, you're absolutely right. I think that's how majority of the wrestling fans probably feel, brother guy. So thank you for eloquently putting that together because I'm sure many, many people twice over probably feel the same way. But the fact that you can look at it that way and we have so much product now, it's enjoyable on different levels, not all on the same level. It's at different levels. So listen, we're not going to waste any time because somebody has a birthday coming up soon. And I keep forgetting to put the happy birthday song on here. So
don't do it
because you don't want to get.
We don't want to get popped. We don't want to get popped, brother. We don't want to get popped.
We are just going to reach out to our co-hosts Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa and ceremoniously ask you gentlemen to please help us start the show by ringing the bell so we can get this party started. Gentlemen,
want to ring the bell? Ding, ding.
So listen, it's no stranger. Every week we do the segment called "What Did You Watch?" But god dang it, this is one of those weeks we all know what the heck we watch. So without further ado, let's just do it for the sake of doing it, gentlemen. What did you watch? Brought to you by good friends at SeatGeek. If you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more. Wrestling fans around the world, what did you watch? As if we don't know what the heck we watch, brothers. Let's not waste any goddamn time. SummerSlam. First time, 2 nights. East Rutherford, New Jersey, even though I like the claims New York, but 2 nights. Big stadium, over 100,000 people maybe in attendance. I say maybe, very specifically. Brian H., you weren't overly enthused about having it 2 nights, right? But hindsight being 2020, now we can look at the overall show. For those that don't know, Brother Guy was in attendance. He was working hard as usual. Hopefully, once again, you got a chance to at least experience and have some fun with the show. I know you always doing double duty these bigger shows, but overall, brothers, let's just dive into it. How do we? This is probably gonna take a good chunk of the time anyway, but I want to know how we all felt about watching SummerSlam because we watched it in different spaces. Brian H. was there. I was somewhere. Brother Guy watched it in delay. You know what I mean? So you have different perspectives when you watch professional wrestling. For those that may not be familiar with how we do this, and when you watch it, how you watch it, and sometimes where you watch it can affect your outlook on how you view the show. So that being said, you have 3 brothers on here that have 3 different perspectives, and we got to come to a conclusion about it because I'm sure that people are dying to know how did these guys feel about this first 2-night SummerSlam, which of course broke records, different format as far as the post show, as well as interviews and so much going on. But brothers, how do we enjoy SummerSlam this year? Who wants to go first?
I say 8 out of 10.
Well, dang, you all giving it a rating, and you were the one, Brian H., that was not overly enthused about the 2 nights in the first place.
No, I wasn't, man.
When I think about your mind.
Well, I'm not going to say I love the 2 nights. I'm going to understand it, especially when you see the crowd, right?
Money.
The money. And it's hard for me to say, take this match off of SummerSlam. But when because the thing is to make me understand it is when you see it's like 8:30 and they are loading up for the main event.
Yes, the earlier shows.
That's a turn on.
Not Brother Hugh.
I was trying to say it, but not that kind of way.
No, but that's just like, wait a minute now. I'm ready to do it.
And so you get that back-to-back nights, and I told everybody this, and we'll get into it. The greatest match I've seen in person was John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Wow, that's big praise.
Now, I wanted to take y'all back to our ROH days. I told this to David Shoemaker. One of my favorite matches I saw, and I would say was the greatest match I've seen at that time, was Davey Richards and Jay Lethal. And they had a match. I want to say it was like the second time we went to ROH. I know Davey Richards was still champion. Jay Lethal may have been the TV champion, or maybe not yet. But at that time, when they had this match, I don't think
he was just yet.
Yeah, this was like early. Kevin Steen hadn't won the championship yet, so this is when David Richards was hitting. When Kevin Kelly was saying he was the best in the world, not CM Punk, and he had a legit argument. And even like I said, I was talking to Shoes about this, and he was like, "Man, that Davey Richards." He said, "But all that stuff is like washed away in the library." When I saw Cena and Cody. When that 3 count hit, I said, "Oh my gosh, I just watched the greatest match I've seen in person." But what made that so epic is because of the fact it was 2 nights, because the arena shook, and you could feel everybody was still on 1,000.
Right.
You wouldn't have got that if it was 1 night. Even if you're starting the show at 6:00 and the main event is starting at 9:30. That hour would have made a difference. So from that aspect, y'all win. I got it.
Brother Guy, how did you feel about the first historic 2-night SummerSlam in WWE history? Were you for it? Were you not for it? Was it too long? Did it tickle your fancy as a wrestling fan? How did you feel about it?
So I'm gonna start off with 2 nights, period.
Mhm.
So when WrestleMania went to 2 nights, I kind of said, okay, it makes sense because I know we all hated that WrestleMania started at 4 and don't end until midnight. It felt like
Yeah,
it was the longest day, and you kind of got fatigued. So I could just imagine sitting in a stadium for a whole working shift trying to enjoy wrestling. Yeah, we did it in our ROH days, but we had 3 different sets of shows, and we were just excited because we were seeing bam, 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 bam.
right.
Mhm.
you know,
We had enough
so
time to pause too.
yeah. So, and we had time, you can move around, you can do things. But when WrestleMania made 2 nights, I said, it's always a struggle because, like Justin said in the comments, having to choose go to night one and that's what you see, that's going to be ingrained in your biasness, right?
Right.
So, my night one was a little different because Manias, I watched them in person, but this one I couldn't watch Saturday in person. So it gave me the opportunity to catch up. But my bad thing was in the group messages with spoilers galore. And I'm like, wait a minute, what am I missing?
Yep.
As I'm
Sorry.
getting the messages. But
I
I will say, I
apologize
think the
publicly.
2 night, yeah, it's okay because it was funny. The 2 nights work, and it worked because it gave the matches the time they needed to breathe and not just feel like I got you on the card. I got this
Right.
on the card. And with a 2 night, it kind of makes me feel like the Monday Night Raw and the SmackDown are going to have more weight to them now because you can tell which way is the story's going to go. How's the fallout? In the past, the one night you already know what's going to happen next. Now
Right.
it leaves that unpredictable feel and that more of okay, I want to tune in. Like, how many people were watching Monday Night Raw to see if Cena, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, whoever going to show up? Now you can watch Friday the same way. But also, okay, what happens with this title? What happens with this?
Mhm.
Where's the next phase of it? And it's not limited. It's actually engaging you more. So I love the 2 nights. I love the 2 nights more when the main events have equal feel and
Yeah.
you don't know
There you
which
go.
one is going to be because I don't want to say, oh, like for instance, we all felt like Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks was like, whoa, look at this main event. So you had to do something 10 times better than the next night to overshadow it because if not, that would have been a single WrestleMania. That women's match was better than a triple threat one when they had with the women. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah. Of course.
you have to do something that's equally as good on both nights. Because if not, you're always going to compare. Well, night one was better. Night two was good.
Mhm.
Night two is always going to be good because of the lasting impression. They're always going to remember the last thing.
Right.
And thank you for WWE for not letting night one be forgettable, but still have those moments.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 1,000%, the guy, and you made some very, very good points that I must address. And I think for me, that's why I have no problem with night one and night two, because it's exactly what you said, brother guy. If you're going to build both nights to be this way, where one, for the very beginning, it's like you said, nothing that happened, nothing that made SummerSlam as epic as it uh, was something I was expecting. Let's start there, right? So
Mhm.
there
Hmm.
was like there was no tease of a Lesnar return. There was no tease of a Seth Rollins. Like those things were completely nowhere near on my plate. You know what I mean? So like I said, we missed our preview show, due to unforeseen circumstance. But I said, man, if there was ever a time to miss one, it was for this one because there was kind of a changing of the guard and how we witness and how we experience pro wrestling. But what you said, brother guy, is crucial, is because if it's going to be 2 nights, one doesn't get overshadowed by the other. So like night one stood on his own. It was nice and balanced, right? And then night two stood on his own. And it for two very different reasons, but it made two lasting impressions, right? So it's not like, oh wow, night one was great. And then we saw night two, and then night two's like, oh, night two was better. No, we're always going to remember night one for something impactful like CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Some of these feuds are just never going to die. They go away from these stories. They're going to find their way back to each other, right? Something as impactful as that, CM Punk, 13 years gone, finally, and then that happens after we
Mhm.
were all they're working the workers now, right? And then night two, we were like, it doesn't make sense. This whole John Cena thing doesn't make any sense. How does he just be a heel all this time? And then on Friday he goes, oh, I've changed my ways. Let me go about this the right way. Like, oh, come on, cut it out. There's gonna be a swerve. He's gonna be a face for the entire match, have his moment, and then turn on Cody. That's my smart mark mindset. That's what's gonna happen. Then what happened completely floored me. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's why. And then Triple H made a statement that says, look, we're doing stuff like this on purpose. We're purposely making stuff, because it was a quote. It was he's like, I don't have the exact quote, but he was pretty much making it clear, like, hey, yeah, it definitely went out. That's okay. But he clearly was making a statement saying that, hey, look, this is we're going out of our way to make it not make sense so we can actually do what we're trying to do, right? So that was the whole point. And I was like, if this is how we're going to do it, especially for 2 nights, it's good enough that they made both nights stand on their own, which was excellent. I enjoyed it, by the way. So, but like I said, with that being said, let's break down the entire show. So we're not going to go into everything. We don't have time to go into all the matches and all that good jazz. It's going to be probably too much to do. So,
hold on, go real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to say, y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel for thoughts on the death of Hulk Hogan, because we probably won't have time to get through it on the show, but I did talk about it. So there's Wrestling Wrealm content about it, and Championship Culture did a celebration of the championships of Hulk Hogan.
Thank you for that. Yes, that is. We see. I told you a lot happened last week. It was a lot to get into, bro.
like literally the day after we last recorded.
It was like, oh, and don't forget, we got to make sure we send a special shout out to we got to make sure we get Hugh back home safely, because he was held and detained with TSA for trying to carry 12 replica belts onto the airplane. So he's being detained right now. Yes, thank you. I'm so glad that you said that. We told him don't take the one with the tips, but he wanted to travel with all 12 belts because he was doing his Mercedes Monet impression on. He wanted to do that on the beach, and I told him only take one, but he took 12. So he's being detained right now. So let's pray for free Hugh. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's keep Brother Hugh in our prayers, man. He's stuck.
Yes,
like I said, he's detained right now. You know, he's got to learn. Just take one belt. You don't need all 12, especially the ones with the tips. But what do I expect? What else do I expect from Brother Hugh? But night 1, night 2, we're just going to go over the match card real quick, and we're not going to break it down per the night. We got other business to get into, but we're just going to talk about our favorite moments from the night, some of the matches, and then how we move forward for this. But let me just preface where we are. So night 1 was Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus the Braun Boys, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They're not friends. Versus Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, the Judgment Day for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Of course, we had Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the Women's WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. I'm pretty sure this is Brother Hugh's favorite match. He loves celebrity involvement. And then, of course, for the main event, we had, goodness gracious, we had a dogfight in CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, where Seth Rollins cashes in at the end of the night. And on night 2, we had Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Small note, Rhea Ripley has still yet to beat Io Sky. This is going to go on for a long time. And shout out to Naomi and her father for him playing her out to the ring. That was pretty cool. As soon as I saw him in that hat, I knew exactly who it was, because I used to watch Total Divas.
Yep.
TLC match. See? TLC match with the Y6, DIY, Andrade and Rey Fenix versus, of course, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. I can't wait to hear Brother Guys take on Motor City Machine Guns for SummerSlam. Of course, we had Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the women's IC title. It was a no disqualification match, of course. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship in a steel cage. That's a classic Fig Federation matchup. You always have a steel cage match for a title. And Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles in an Eddie Guerrero tribute match, because that's what it was, for the Intercontinental Championship. And of course, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Goodness gracious, brothers. Brother Guy, talk to us. Where do you want to start? What was your favorite part of SummerSlam in general? I'm not even going to break it down night 1 and night 2. Let's just jump into the conversation. What were some of your favorite moments and your last
night 1 or night 2?
No, just rip into it.
Okay,
Either one.
Night 2, that TLC match, I never thought I would watch a wrestling match with no wrestling. It was all spots. And when I tell you, it was just...
Don't hate on the spots.
I'm not. No, I'm saying I praised them for putting together and keeping me interested, because I'm I hate the word spot monkey. I'm not one of those wrestling fans, but it kept me so interested in, oh, what's next? What's next? And it wanted to be in 76 people in the ring at one time, and I was vested the entire time. And that to me was a testament to the producers that they have and how they can make you care about every single person in a match. That's one thing. The other thing, I believe Charlotte and Alexa are the perfect pairing that we didn't know we needed. I wish we would have got this sooner because I think we're starting to see a side of Charlotte that we were trying to see, but now Alexa is the one to bring it out of her, which I'm
Right.
totally happy for. And I'm like, this is great for her. Naomi, Naomi, Rhea, and Io can do no wrong in my eyes, so I'm not gonna say anything. I don't have anything to say about that. I'm glad that Naomi is going because I think she's doing the best work of her career right now.
Mhm.
She's totally entertaining. She's getting that side, and when she wants to cut it on, she's gonna cut it on to wrestle. Um, and I don't want to take up too much time, but I will say this about night two. Um, I don't know. I thought CM Punk AJ Styles was the best. I'm sorry. Ooh, John Cena and AJ Styles was the best John Cena match I had seen. But
Mhm.
then I remembered Daniel Bryan and John Cena. This
Mm,
made me forget about how good those matches were
Wow.
that
mhm.
Cody Raheem was able to pull this out of. And you just saw Cena facial expression. You saw his ability to work. It was kind of like this is what a wrestling match is because we told the story through the wrestling. We
Mhm.
didn't have to do a whole bunch of stuff, but they told the story. And we could talk about him coming through the elevator, the Cody
That
Vader
was dope.
with Cody on his shoulders.
The Cody Vader.
These, yeah. So it was insane. Cena taking bumps that I'm like, didn't you say you kind of broke it down and you doing all this? You laying it on the line.
He saved
And
it.
yeah, and to me, I love the commentary. I love everything when they add the little nuances that you're like, oh, I didn't know or I forgot. I love these things. And it was definitely, as a wrestling fan, we can say the passing of the torch.
Mhm.
This wasn't a passing of the torch. This was the ending of a chapter. And that's
Mm.
how I look at it because Cena now can say, you know what? I did this. I helped this for Cody. I did what the people before me, because let's call it what it is. The Rock passed the torch. Hogan passed the torch.
Mhm.
Cena closed this chapter. So it's not necessarily he didn't need to pass the torch because Cody had been running with it.
Yeah.
This was Cena's swan song to if I don't have another match after this, you're gonna remember this.
Yeah.
This is me closing the chapter of
Yeah.
these last 5 months of me being champion, and this is telling you I did what I needed to do. So
This.
I feel like when you talk about two night SummerSlam,
Mhm.
this is probably what you're going to remember, John Cena.
No. Yeah. The crazy part is I think there's a lot of historical things that happened this weekend with this past weekend with SummerSlam, but I think one of the most historical moments was when that crowd was hot for Cena. They said you
Mm-hmm.
can't wrestle, and I first time I've ever heard somebody say yes he can.
Yeah.
Like I
Yes.
was like, what?
They
Wait a
were,
minute.
and did you see the video clip of somebody outside of the arena say you can hear them saying you can't
Yes,
see me? I was like, that tells you
that's a
as
superstar.
much. Yeah, I don't know if it's the superstar
Mega.
is too mild of a word.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say he
Hall of
is
Famer.
definitely, yeah. And like if he hangs up his boots tomorrow, I don't think anybody would be mad. I honestly
No.
don't think. Like we know he got a few more dates left, but and I don't want to
All
harp
12
on
weeks.
this.
Mhm.
This is exactly what it needed to be, and
Yeah.
this is exactly what it made the rest of the year okay. Like no matter what he did or what he said, we're like, you know what? I'm okay because we got to see this moment. So
Like, you
it
know
was
what?
definitely
Okay.
I'm okay. Okay. Yep, I'm fine. So that's all. That's about it.
What about you, Brian H? What are some of your favorite moments from this past SummerSlam? Night one, night two, it all. To
Well,
say really it all.
yeah, I mentioned at the beginning about the Cena Cody match,
Mhm.
and I've been blessed, and I thank the man above all the time
Thank the
for
Lord.
the opportunities. Right,
Mhm.
there's a lot of opportunities, and y'all heard me say there's a lot of matches that I could say I wish everybody could just feel, or wish everybody could have been there.
Mhm.
That moment, John. First of all, I got to start with Cody when Cody comes out and they got the Dusty playing. I only think I got to go back and watch it because where I had sat during that match, I couldn't see through the full Titantron presentation.
Right.
But when he came out, I was fully in singing, adrenaline in my soul. I was singing all the words. I was hyped, and I said, I am ready for Cody Rhodes to get the belt back. And I've never rooted for Cody outside of the match against Lesnar at SummerSlam and the match against Seth Rollins, right? So I was ready for that. But then when John Cena came out there, that moment when the colors came on the screen,
they went ballistic.
It was
They
just
lost their mind.
well done with production because you felt everybody in that arena, and then everybody just went full-fledged John Cena fan. And then the back and forth. I mean, it was times I was like, oh man, Cena's about to retain. Oh, wait a minute, no, he's not going to retain. You know, and honestly, I think the last time I felt that way, where the match was going both ways, where I felt one person could win, then I thought the other person could win, may have been Roman and Cody won. At some points, I thought,
really?
Oh, yeah. It was some points during the match where I thought, oh, Cody's about to win this. I was like, oh, no, Roman's. That's how I felt. Most of the time, we can kind of like, kind of call it, you know what I mean? Or it's a shock. But this is where there was that seesaw battle where I could see a case. And, they told the story of Super Cody, and Drew had been talking about it all weekend. We had talked to him, and I asked him, I said, is there a part of you that wants John Cena to retain just so that you can take him out because you say he's avoiding you? He said, no, he said, because I want him to lose and I want to take out Super Cody. He said, every time I try to go after that title, somebody getting in my way. So just seeing this, and so that, like I said, that match, but the elephant in the room, and I know we'll talk more about it later.
Yeah, of course.
When Lesnar came out. I've never seen Brock Lesnar, right? I've been in the arena. Y'all remember this show in Baltimore? My kid's first time, like first WWE show. Well, my daughter's first WWE show. Nobody was expecting Brock that night. This is the height of Bloodline, and this was the set up crown jewel where we was gonna get another Brock and Roman match. I remember when Brock came out, everybody went crazy. It was like, oh, wow, and it's just when that music hits, it's that same effect. And I kid you not, for 15 seconds, there was nobody thinking about a trial. There was nobody thinking about a lawsuit. And this is no disrespect. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody's thoughts. But 15 seconds in that arena, everybody had oh my gosh, he is back. He is here. I don't believe this. And it's just like this look where everybody was walking around. Because look, I had put my phone down. I was hoping that Cody was going to come back. And this is full kayfabe, right? I don't know if y'all could see on TV when Cody, instead of going back up the ramp, he went through the side. So I was just like, all right, fine. We're not getting Cody. He's not coming back out here, whatever. So I'm like watching Cena celebrate. I was like, okay, that's enough. Put my phone down, and I'm just living the moment. And then boom, the music hit. So that was a moment, Naomi's performance. My goodness, she can't do no wrong as far as I'm concerned.
Stephanie Valcour.
Right.
However you pronounce your name.
Velcro.
Yeah, Velcro. Yes, Velcro.
Stephanie Velcro.
It's like, and as like you mentioned earlier, Dwayne, the relationship with her and her dad from watching Total Divas.
Yeah.
And, we sit back and we watch these artists perform at these WWE shows. And when you really think about it, it's like 90% of them, this is the largest audience they're performing in front of.
Yeah.
When they go to when they go to these award shows, or they might do arenas, but they're not doing not all of them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So for her to be in this position and bring him out there. You know, it made me appreciate her theme music more. I tell you that.
Right.
But
Yeah, it was a lot better, wasn't it?
yeah, and the story they told in the match, I thought was great. You know, she was getting a lot of offers in, and then boom, she was getting beat up, but she got in there, got one count, being healing like a heel should. You know, and the last thing I'll say is Seth Rollins, man, that cash in. You know, when his music hit, I was like, you know, Seth Rollins was kind of like one of those things. You know, you kind of said, what if? You know, there's a lot of floaters out there. Like, what if he comes back? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought it was so well done perfectly because I said, you know what? Maybe he said, hey, just remember, I still got this briefcase and I'm gonna walk away. And then the moment he stopped, I said, no. And then he just meme material. And it's like you could make an argument that he made the best cash in. You know, like the heist of the century, what made the heist of the century so great is because we had seen it done that way before.
Exactly.
Right. And then Naomi comes and she does something, you know, basically similar. So we've seen it now from the women's side. But then this one is because this dude faked out a whole world of wrestling. And even said his daughter didn't play.
Bro, they said they just saw him early in the day, like struggling in a restaurant to get out of a seat.
And his daughter was watching. Remember the one she was running beat around him? He said, "Tell him, Daddy got to act like he got a boo boo." And I said, "Wow." And then Becky said, "Oh, did my tweets throw you off?" Or she said, "Did my messages throw you off?" She was even involved, but you know, you can't believe her anyway.
You don't trust wrestlers, man. The realness been saying this since the early days of the Wrestling Wrealm. You never trust anybody who loved the business. Look at Daniel Cormier. You think Daniel Cormier wasn't tipped off? Like, come on now. He's an inside guy. He knew what was up. Oh, okay. I'm gonna let me address this real quick, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What was the happening in the crowd during Becky versus Lyra? Because there was too much commotion going on. Okay. So at one point they're doing the wave.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Another point. They're going. The crowd was going into business for themselves. That's why at some points where Becky's getting the upper hand, you hear their cheers, and then sometimes where Lyra's going the upper hand, she's getting a little bit of cheers, a little bit of boost because you literally have the like 400 section are over here, arguing with the 400 section over there, and they're trying to outdo each other. So it got to a point where they was not playing nice. They wasn't paying attention to the match. And I thought the match was better than, you know,
was it like the beach ball?
Yeah.
It was like the beach ball.
You know, and thankfully it wasn't that bad, you know. Okay. But it was like, you know, it was a lot of wave going on, a lot of people, you know, them booing each other, cheering each other, trying to outdo each other. And that's what I thought. I was like, oh, come on, yo. Like, really? And then it got down to the 200s and the 100s. That's why it sounded. And I was wondering how it sounded. I didn't get a chance to go back and watch, but I was really wondering how did that come off on TV?
Yeah, to me, it was not as noticeable. I would have never known that unless you said something.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
So
I was more invested in her kicking Becky when she had those things on her wrists.
Yeah, that's news to me though. But was that everybody where you finished? I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, those were, you know, pretty much my biggest highlights. I know we'll talk about the show, but yeah, those are my biggest highlights.
So yeah, I one thing I can say about Becky Lynch is she is a star maker. I mean, when I say she always finds a way to make whoever she's in the room with relevant, it's just like, okay, her and Bailey is probably one of the best at it. You know what I mean? One of the best at it. They really always find a way to literally make whoever they're in the ring with extremely relevant. And I think she did an excellent job. Lyra is someone she's trying to develop who she is character-wise, her personality, and they're trying to bring it out of her, which I think is really, really, really fun to see. But man, you fellas, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go on record. Okay, you guys ready? Brother guy's laughing already.
Some time. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
Although I feel like the Good Brothers would have made this match 10 times better. Uh, simply because of the way I originally booked them. Let me go through my book real quick. I originally booked the Good Brothers to go down to NXT, and not this watered down version because they were NXT. I wanted them to be bullies. I wanted them to be down there bragging about how they're the greatest tag team in the world, but they're picking on all the new young tag teams. And I wanted them to start the feud with Fraxium. Like if they acted the way they acted in TNA and NXT, I think they would have been stars in my opinion. But of course they didn't let them. I wanted them to go down there, beef with Fraxium, bully them, and then treat them like, and then winning in the NXT titles like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they got no competition, but they're not going to the main roster. They're going to stay in NXT and dominate the young guys. And of course, it would end with Fraxium eventually beating them for the tag titles. You feel me? That was my book. I said that would make sense to me. That way, you get the Good Brothers being the Good Brothers, and they get to develop and help, a new tag team coming through. That's one. And then when it made sense, if they was in this match right here instead of Andrade and Rey Fenix, no disrespect to them. Now, it's no secret that ever since the Good Brothers got released, I said I'm not dealing with anything WWE tag team related, and I haven't. I meant it, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I respect each and every individual in this match. This, first of all, this has got to be the most people ever in the TLC ladder match that I can recall.
Yep.
Unless I'm missing something. And
remember, even auxiliaries in there. That's
what I'm saying. So and Brother Guy said it. For them to have a match like that with so much going on and everybody looked good at some point. Let me tell you why I love the way they put this match together. First of all, I'm okay with WWE's tag team division because they gave us this match. These group of tag teams have always fought to get on the card. We had the same thing last year when they weren't on the card at, I think, was it WrestleMania or something? And then like they're following SmackDown.
Yeah, WrestleMania, yeah.
They went crazy at following SmackDown. Right? They went nuts that match they had on SmackDown. And then the same thing. Like they showed off the spots, the moments, and then I love how throughout the entire show, but specifically this in particular, they find a way to get talent involved in these matches where it's not like for instance, B-Fab coming out there getting in the mix. She was suited and booted. She got to have her moment. Nikki Cross, of course, get to have her moment working with especially young talent. And then of course, Candice LeRae. DIY is hilarious. I love them. They're always them and War Machine or War Raiders, whatever you want to call them. DIY is hilarious. Candice LeRae took that bump. Oh my goodness. She did it so well. And you hear people in the mic like, look, man, if you know her from her, PWG days, this ain't the first time she's gone through a ladder. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it was pretty much they're putting her over how tough she was. And then even like the post-match interviews they did with DIY and Johnny G and his wife. She's like, I am a mother. Like, and to Monster Chomsky said, they tried to kill a woman. Like, they were really back there, like, pissed off podcast. She said, I am a mother, for goodness sake. He's like, you heard that? They put somebody's mother off. Like, it was insane. I was like, this is why DIY is DIY. Loved every last bit of it. The spots they had, even on SmackDown with Montez and Dawkins were, showing disappointment. Little symbolic things. Them, like, walking off in different directions. I was like, uh-oh, here we go. But anyway, I'm making a public statement, I guess. I am saluting, and I'm going back to being okay with tag team wrestling.
Let's go. We got him back, y'all.
Yeah, I'm back. The best thing about the tag team wrestling at the time was the belts. I told you, I got no disrespect against the championships. I'm a belt guy. I don't disrespect championships. They're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But I'm okay with it. So yeah, so that was one of the major things.
Well,
but I like.
What you think about the Street Profits, though?
That I like the Street Profits. I really do.
They went opposite directions.
And I'm like, but see, I'm okay with it being this way, though. You know what I mean?
Me too.
It's not like I'm mad at you. And it may come to that. It may come to blows, but I think if it does, Dawkins is probably at a disadvantage because Montez clearly looks like the Shawn Michaels in the group. He looks like the star. He looks like the breakout guy. Now, we've been wrong before, especially you, Brian H., John Morrison, The Miz.
Hey, man.
Be jealous? Yeah, I slid that in.
No, whoa.
Yeah, I slid that one in.
He looks like the Miz of the group. Yeah, I said we got to stop calling it Jannetty. You're right. Yeah, you're not going to disrespect my guy, Mario Jannetty.
No, we like Marty Jannetty. So, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, if we do it this way, like, look, bro, this ain't working, bro. We got to figure this out. All right, bet. And then, you know what I mean? I'm okay with that because it doesn't have to be like, okay, now the first feud is Montez versus Dawkins. That makes no sense. You could
talk about it,
but still. But Motor City Machine Guns, they're showing their weight. I'm glad Chris Sabin is not so clean cut looking. Like, yeah, come on, be Chris Sabin. Let your hair flow a little bit. Let that 5 o'clock shadow come back. You know, he's showing some edge. Alex Shelley, but I move on. Naomi, she is a star. I love the storytelling, right? Let's talk about it. I love
that belt looks good on her, by the way.
It does.
It's just
Triple H said, look, man, look at you. Triple H was like, you can't talk about me, Brian H.
I just said it looks natural.
No. Triple H was like, she's been here so long. Like, I hate to make it seem like but she gets most improved. Like, she has just developed so much. And like, it fits her. She's making it her own. Like, once again, we watched Total Divas years ago. And of course, she kind of made it clear, look, I can't be a bad guy. I don't know how to do that. That's not who I am. But like now she makes it her own. Like, if you mispronounce the wrestler's last name, just running with it. Stephanie Velcro, whatever your last name is, I said, that's just genius.
She got pissed off for real.
Yeah, like she probably really did forget how to pronounce her name and just ran with it though. Yeah. Right. Let me tell you when I knew she was ready.
The first week.
Let me tell you when I knew she was ready. I knew she was ready when she first won the title and Big E was giving all them compliments and all the fans started cheering her, you deserve it. And she took a deep breath and she came back down and said, nah, don't cheer for me now. I said, she's ready. She ain't get up there crying like, thank you. Thank y'all. Y'all been no. She stayed in character. She took it. You can tell she wanted to, but she was like, nope, let me eat this one.
She caught herself. Yep.
Yes. And she went back to it. But I love how she got her up. She wasn't heavily involved in this match as much as Io and Rhea, but I think it was cool because when you get knocked out by Rhea Ripley or Io Sky, it's not no cupcake hit.
Exactly.
And so when she was down, I'm like, even you look at her face when she wins the championship, she's like, bro, I'm hurting right now. Like, I'm crawling away from this match. She got knocked out, and we saw Io versus Rhea. That's the story. Like, that they have a competitive edge. Io Sky is one of the most dangerous women. No, excuse me, one of the most dangerous superstars to ever lace them up, especially right now. And then you got Rhea's like, she's a superstar. She's big time. And Io always reminds her, Rhea, you'll never beat me. You have not beat me. You can't beat me. So I'm like, now we got this one-upsmanship between them two. And when they get in the ring, the chemistry is, first of all, Io's chemistry with anybody is amazing. But
they got fight forever energy too.
Bingo.
That's the new theme.
And that's the thing.
This fight forever energy.
And that's what it does. Fight forever energy. Thank you, brother guy. And the crazy part is, and then like just as they were like about to really get going, Naomi comes in, gets out, and it's like you robbed the fans of that moment. And they're both sitting there looking like, what the heck just happened? Like, we were trying to get into it, but everybody knows they got a rivalry. So because of this rivalry, they're not paying attention. They're trying to one up each other. And Naomi's like, check this out. You forgot it's a championship match. 1, 2, 3, I'm gone. Peace. And they're like, dang. And they both sit in the ring looking crazy. Like, what in the world? It's like, yeah, you guys are losing your edge because you're so obsessed with each other. And that's a story that you can always go back to. That's the fun part. I'm looking forward to that. That was really, really fun. I like the Eddie Guerrero tribute match. I call it that because it was it was Eddie Guerrero tributes all night. But this one, when AJ Styles came out in his gear, I'm a gear person. He came out. I didn't see any gloves on his hand. I was like, bro, what are you doing? But I was like, don't sign 1 year left to your contract and then you decide to switch your gear. Like, we're not doing this, AJ. But I realized what he was doing. He came out, and true Latino heat fashion. He had a Styles Heat t-shirt. He even had Dominic from 2005 sitting in the front seat with him.
That was hilarious.
Funny.
Yeah.
Like,
and that was his real son, right?
I don't know.
Was that his son?
It might have been
his son.
20-year vet Dominic Mysterio. This is his 20th anniversary.
So there you go. Exactly. From
it was.
I know.
That's what he kept saying. He kept saying he's a 20-year vet.
I seen Dom in the hallway the other day. He always show love. He you're real when he throw the hand one up. Like,
there you go.
What's up, man?
Like, yo.
Yep.
So I love AJ Styles working with him because Dominic Mysterio's already making his presence felt. He got started at a young age, but he's hitting up like he's just getting started. And to work with AJ this late in his career.
What is it about AJ who can put on a good match at SummerSlam, but not always at WrestleMania?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's the opponents. I think AJ Styles does better with younger talent because they forced him to go back into his old AJ Styles bag versus he works a slower, more methodic match, like with a Randy Orton. I'm like, that Randy Orton versus AJ Styles would be a banger in TNA because it's a smaller promotion, right? There would be nothing on the show bigger than AJ Styles and Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? But like in WWE, that might get lost in the sauce because they're both not at the top of the card, but they're top of the card level talent that's going. You know what I mean? Going head to head, like you need a story behind that. Randy Orton's got to call AJ Styles mama fat or something.
You think about it, like you said it too, like younger talent. I mean, Shane McMahon is a younger talent, but he's you know, his style. Prototype says his best match is still Shane at 33. I mean,
that's rough.
It's rough, honestly, because the LA Knight match was good. It was just lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, man. I just you kind of forget it sometimes.
Yeah, they did everything they could to make the rivalry and the feud good that weekend, beating each other all up in the press junkets. But it was, I mean, that weekend was about Cody. But I think about like his match with John Cena, SummerSlam. You know, people said that's the second best SummerSlam match ever. WWE ranked that as the second best SummerSlam match ever. But now as you bring up younger opponents, I'm like, yeah, you're right, because this match was a banger. It was the perfect semi-main event match. It felt old school, where the semi-main event match wasn't the calm down match. It was, this is the cake and the main event's the icing.
Right. And I couldn't agree with you more, man. So I definitely had a good time with that, man. So yeah, it was so many different moments. Like I said, those are the highlights. Of course, Seth Rollins, man, CM Punk having this moment right here, man, when he just, I didn't even think in a million years what was going to happen, but man, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, like when you can write a chapter in WWE like history, that's when you know you're doing something. Seth Rollins and CM Punk will always be a chapter. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre will always be a chapter. There's certain things that just like they just never go away. You know what I mean? And this is one of those moments. But I mean, we're going. I was happy for CM Punk. He came out in his fantastic 4 gear and everything. You know what I mean? He was suited and booted and all that good jazz. But I can't, like, I loved it, man. Of course, you know, the Bloodline's gonna do what the Bloodline does. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, that's not over yet. That's still gonna keep going. Sami Zayn had his moment. Karrion Kross had his moment. Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, I think they're going to be players to come. Like there's more to it than what we saw. But it was a great coming out for both two just young talent, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm like, they don't have to be dominant superstars now, because what's going to happen 3, 4, 5 years down the line? You know what I mean? This first match is going to just be the opening door. But man, SummerSlam was extremely overwhelming, man. And like I said, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. John Cena and Cody Rhodes just. So John Cena said that's the best match I've ever had. He's like, it doesn't get any better than that. Like, you just heard him mouth and different things. And I was trying to figure out why Cody Rhodes, like, why are you getting so emotional? But I guess I forgot that, you know, Cody Rhodes used to be John Cena's young boy. He was responsible for driving him, and, you know, before the days of buses and stuff like that, driving him. And he said he would sit in the car for hours, pick his brain and stuff like that. And for, you know, to me, it was a passing of the torch, right? He went from, he was passing superpowers, Super Cena to Super Cody. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean? It was like, yeah, he's like, look, you have these powers now where you have gone through the trial by fire. This belongs to you, and you've earned it. You know what I mean? You beat Super C. Like, he's just kicking out of AAs, kicking out of Crossroads. It's a lot going on, man. But biggest thing of the night is this one. Goodness gracious. Brock Lesnar. Whew, man. Just when you think that things couldn't get any crazier, it wasn't going to be any more surprises. I mean, just his music hit. He comes down. Cowboy Brock is back. It looks like $1,000,000 as usual. And when I say I flipped out and froze, because he didn't take his eyes off Cena. Cena, excellent job. This is just master level storytelling and ring psychology. He's looking like, Brock, what are you doing here? But then immediately Cena was watching. Cena was telling you what was about to happen through his eyes. This is pro wrestling. And they always say this, but you got to really care about this stuff like we do. Really, really, really fully grasp what happened. His eyes told the story. It went from, wait, what? To, Brock, what do you want? To, all right, I see you want trouble. You know what I mean? All right, let me. And then there's something as subtle as pulling up his armband, like, all right, come on. I know what you're here for. And you know what I mean? Of course, Brock is Brock. Brock always gets the best of Cena, but Brock Lesnar and John Cena have always had a thing because Brock Lesnar will tell you, you wouldn't be who you were if I decided I didn't want to go home. Like that's let's make that very clear. And John, you feel me?
Yeah.
And John Cena's like, I don't care whether you went home or not. I was always going to be John Cena. And it's always this dynamic because it's like, for as less as Brock Lesnar has been in the WWE, his impact is, I don't want to say just as big as Cena's, but when he shows up, it's just as big as Cena's. You know what I mean? Like, here we are. This is Cena's retirement tour. It's supposed to be all about him. But then you have moments like Brock Lesnar showed up, and you're like, uh-oh. Like, god dang, this the levels of excitement for the wrestling fan at the show constantly going up. But goodness gracious, man, SummerSlam was definitely a lot, man. Man, so much went down, and of course, it's a great to be continued. And of course, a ruckus place like Brooklyn the night after, it was absolutely insane. But like I said, we're not going to be on here too long because we know, like I said, brother guy has Brian Nace has got some celebrating to do. And but we're gonna spend this last little bit just having this conversation, brothers, about so where do we go from here? What happens next, man? We have Seth Rollins as our new world heavyweight champion. Brock Lesnar has called his shot once again. Who's next for Cody Rhodes? There's a lot of questions to be answered, but yeah,
I think it's time for Big Drew, man. I think after Drew got that win, I think it's time. He wants to have that moment. He wants to have check out our interview with him on the Ring of Wrestling show. I did a lot of producing this past weekend, so cheap pop. But one of the things is, I was thinking, because it was like, all right, Jelly Roll's probably gonna get the win, whatever. But now I'm like, it's what's next? Who else can get in the way of Drew McIntyre? Now, will he win? Probably not. But
now, against who? What are you referring to? What side of the fence?
Oh, Drew?
Yeah.
Oh, Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes.
Okay. All right. So
yeah, I think because if you look at Drew McIntyre's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wins the title. He gets the belt cost from, stuff. Damian Priest cashes in, right? Mm-hmm. So now he's got this issue with CM Punk. And then when he finally gets his rematch, he cashes in, but then boom, CM Punk costs him the match. So every single time, it's like something gets in his way, and that's the story he's been telling us. Mm-hmm. So now, by beating this celebrity with Logan Paul, sure, there could be a conflict on who gets the opportunity, right?
Right.
But I think Drew is the next thing for Cody Rhodes. I saw something penciled saying Roman, Cody 3, Vegas. I'm all for it, but I want to see Roman go after Seth Rollins. But he got to get his shoes back. That dude keep getting robbed.
Bro, come on, man.
Shoes.
Anybody knows stuff in the hood, bro. You can't keep your shoes. That's disrespect. You can't keep getting your shoes taken up off your feet.
Right, and what do they call him? The Spizikes he got taken the first time, but this last time he got some ones taken. What's they ones? So it's like, okay, you really on it now. But then there's this dynamic with him and CM Punk because they gotta throw hands. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like at the end of the day, and for some reason that's giving me the vibes that Triple H and CM Punk had.
Mm-hmm.
That Roman CM Punk is giving me that vibes that Triple H and CM Punk had when CM Punk was trying to get to the main event. He had won the title, but then all of a sudden Del Rio cashed it, and then Triple H was in his way because he sent Kevin Nash to go do it. So that's the kind of vibe. Like, I'm wondering, how do we get there? I think, I could have honestly done without LA Knight, but I knew LA Knight was old that opportunity. He was owed that opportunity. He beat Seth Rollins. At the end of the day, he got the 1, 2, 3. So I think maybe that will have that because the way to match it, there may be a PLE match. So we're gonna see, man.
Seth, why don't you want to accept the fact that LA Knight might dethrone Seth Rollins for that World Heavyweight Championship with the assist of CM Punk?
That yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't believe that's just self-realness.
Listen to me. I do now. Think about it. This is how you can justify it.
I'm listening.
If they build him up enough, right? Mm-hmm. He's in the mix. He can catch him slipping. But with CM Punk lurking, he's like, bro, you cost me my title. I'm going to do the same thing to you. They're going to keep doing this forever. They're going to be old men.
This is what I'll say.
They might have a fight at the Hall of Fame, Brian Nace. They're going to be old men and they might break out into a fight just for the fans, like one more time. Go ahead.
As long as they got this Unreal thing, the one thing I don't want to see, because I've been enjoying it, I haven't finished it yet. But the one thing I do not want to ever see is any footage of Seth Rollins and CM Punk shaking hands and giving each other hugs. I don't ever want to see that in my life.
You won't. They're only going. They're going to give us what they want us to see. Like this, we won't. I don't think that like they're like Piper and Hogan at this point. They might be worse. Piper and Hogan. Piper had a best up hip, and Hogan had black dye on his face and a receding hairline, and they were fighting in WCW still. After all that time in the 80s, 12,
could have won this time. You just never wanted to put me over, Roddy. We could have exchanged back and forth. We could have made so much money.
They probably could have done. Hogan, I mean, because Piper was.
Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
That's right.
Sound right.
See, unfortunate passings make you vulnerable when you say the truth sometimes. But yeah, is there anything else you're looking forward to, Brian H., as far as what's next besides Drew McIntyre being the next villain for Cody Rhodes to slay?
Man, I want to know who's after Tiffany Stratton next. Because I can't call it.
I don't think Jade is done. I think Jade's on the verge of a heel turn.
I hope that would be beautiful.
Yeah, she might get pissed off.
She's a natural heel. Like she's a natural heel. We saw that in AEW. You know, I like Jade as a wrestler, but her being with Bianca and Naomi made her a babyface. You know. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Her built like an action figure that they can make money off of made her a baby face.
But I don't think nobody cares. I think they care more against her.
She probably is easy to hate if she could piss somebody off, like calling somebody
because look how good she looks. Like yeah, look how good she looks. She looks like a beautiful woman that you can't have and you can't look like. That is the easy heel.
She's Mrs. Perfect. You know, Mrs. Perfect. Like
Mrs. Perfect. You're right.
She's Mrs. Perfect. That's the gimmick. Like it's just, I do everything better than you. I look better than you. I'm more athletic. I can throw a football field from one end to the other and catch it. But you know, whatever that phase is. But yeah, that's I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next as far as that is concerned. I don't think that's over just yet. But how about you, brother guy? Where do we go from now, sir? Next chapter. We're moving on. We've had this big moment. Where do we go? What are you looking forward to?
I don't know, because remember in 2025, no matter what I say,
brother guy, don't give up, man. Come on.
First off, no, because I didn't. I really didn't expect Brock Lesnar, right? Yeah. And we knew something was happening with Cena, because I'm like, he's standing here too long. Whose music going to hit? Is The Rock going to happen? Is Travis Scott going to come out to get an attitude adjustment because Cena dropped that thing saying the only platinum rapper you'll see on Sunday is me? You know, I was like, okay, so what are we doing here? And I kept saying, all right, what is it? When that hit, I said, we really seeing this? And when Cena rolled up the sleeve, I said, oh yeah, he remembered them 16 Suplex Cities. He said, I remember that. Come on.
I think John Cena was the founder of Suplex City.
He was.
2014. Yeah, it was 16 of them in that match. So he said, I remember that. But that I didn't expect. What I do expect is that Clash in Paris, we see Cody and Drew, and I really hope
that'd be good.
I really hope, because Cody got the title the second time because he had to dethrone Cena, but give it to Drew. Even if Cody get it right back, you know what I mean? Give it to him. Drew, you can't let this man keep. And I know these PLEs are equally their mania moments, because listening to Zelina Vega on was it Chris Van Leek she was on, and she said Backlash.
You ain't listen to her talk to me.
I'm saying the soundbite that she said. She said that was like her. I know, that's why I wouldn't like this. She said that was her WrestleMania. So it put in perspective that a lot of times when they had these matches, like when he had his match against Roman for the Universal title, that was his Mania. You know what I mean? So you can't have Mania matches that keep losing on that scale. So come on now. What else does Drew have to do? Give it to him. Give him the daggone title. Just let him have this. Let him close out the show. Let him have it. Let him.
Stay from Safeway. I told Nate from Safeway.
So
Nature Force,
that's what I
baby.
hope.
The best ones.
Um, that's what I hope for Cody Raheem. I hope that we get him and Drew because
Yeah.
I'm not convinced, and I'm gonna say this. I really, really think
Mhm.
John Cena's last match is going to be against Kevin Owens. So
No
it's
way
not
in
going
the
to be Drew.
world. How?
hmm
Kevin Owens is out for a minute.
Okay, so I'm gonna pose this question to you.
Ah, jeez.
You
Look.
telling the story. I know exactly where you're going with this. Okay, I'm listening.
Have you seen any of his doctor stuff? Have you seen him going to
You know what?
recovery? Have
You're
you seen
absolutely right,
anything?
brother. You can't believe
Unreal.
nothing these guys are saying.
They showed him, and who has a bigger story with John Cena that could finish his career, and whether you like him or hate him, he could make you hate him to put Cena over as the he closed that chapter. He went to
Yeah.
war with that man, but
He, he
that's
did
after
it to
he
Stone
beat.
Cold Steve Austin. So trust me. Yeah,
He could be
that's
a
a good
trusted
one.
guy. I'm not convinced he's injured. I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
convinced he's that
Not to the
injured.
degree that they make it seem,
Yeah,
I guess.
I think he just needed some time off to heal. But nonetheless, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is where do not necessarily the championships, but where do we do with the people that were contenders like Jade? I do
Yeah.
believe that she should be that heel,
Mhm.
but the heel to a face like a Bianca
Right.
because get us that to Mania. Get us in this because Tiffany, I was a NXT Tiffany Stratton fan.
Mhm.
Not really a SmackDown Tiffany Stratton fan because there's too much flip flopping. You're like, which side of the coin is she on? WWE and
Yeah.
Real didn't help or hurt her character. They could have just left that part out. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? Because at
Mhm.
the end of the day, we know that was her and Charlotte taking shots at each other. Okay, did it go a little far? Who cares? It's WWE. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff
Right.
they do, but I really think that Bianca gets it. So her and Jade, because they still haven't addressed that issue with Bianca and Jade.
Sure
And I
haven't.
think Bianca could give her that to help her work to get her over. But imagine Jay, like the way that she dresses gives you arrogant heel. She doesn't give you,
I'm saying.
oh, I want to cheer for her. She gives you
Nah, you
think
right.
about her time in AEW. Every time
Yeah.
she went to a game, and I remember her saying that to Britt Baker, and they were like, who is that? Oh, we want Jade. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at her because she
Mhm.
commands the attention. It focuses on her, and you could do that. You could do that story, and
She
I know they're going to
rich.
figure out what.
Yeah.
And not to mention, imagine her at these college things, and she go full on Greek mode and
Yeah.
have her nose turned
Oh
up
my
and
goodness.
everything, act like you're here to see me at the college games because you know it's going to happen.
Yo
I
said
mean,
she acted like a real AKA.
I didn't say that. I just said she has a
You ain't
nose turned
said.
up.
You ain't
I
said.
didn't
Look,
say it, but
We all,
look,
that's the first
that
person
is
we
the
thought about.
that
As soon
is
as
the
you said
words.
stuck up,
That
he
is
said,
the words
"Uh-oh."
of Brian H.
Yeah.
Waters.
I knew exactly who you were referring to when you said it.
He got to run in those circles. I don't.
Yeah.
She
You
acted like a real
yeah.
AKA.
but think about
Brother guy don't say
imagine
nothing.
that.
Yeah.
Imagine the heat that she would get, or the oh look what she's doing. You know what I mean? She could literally be put her at, and then you talking about crossover appeal. Imagine Jade Cargill at a battle of the bands.
Yeah.
Just imagine if WWE be looking because they doing stuff with colleges with bands. We saw that with Cody Raheem.
And then
They
Mhm.
have
Big
spaces.
12 campuses. They're gonna be on
Yep.
Big 12. They got some deal where they're gonna be on the campuses this year for
Yep.
for the shows before SmackDown.
So
See?
you need somebody more than Big E. You and I hate the word eye candy because that sounds like it's downgrading the woman, but
Sure.
you need something that everybody's
Hey,
going to
men could
command
be
the
eye
attention.
candy too. Look at
Yeah,
Trick
but
Williams.
I would say, have you seen Austin Theory? But yeah, Trick.
Yo, Austin
have you
Theory
seen?
is cool, but
Probably
they
have you
didn't put him
seen
roster.
Roman? Look, have you seen Roman? Because all
Yeah,
of them is
yeah.
of him, my friend. You
Roman
know,
was on
but
GQ with slippers on and in an ascot around his
apparently his
neck.
new show on Netflix, the movie came out on Prime Video. There's somebody had clips on X from it. He was sitting on a throne. I was like, oh, it's
Oh yeah,
released.
he
But
played a wrestler, didn't he?
yes,
Yeah.
and he had all these women around him. But back to what you're saying, like I think the part I'm most excited for is that because you know after WrestleMania, after SummerSlam, you get these new feuds created and you get these new ways that people go. Like
Right.
the tag team division has nowhere but to go up.
Right.
Don't don't tease us with a good time of splitting the Street Profits because we saw it with A Town Down Under. And then look what he's doing. Now he's a spokesperson for New Day, calling himself Big
It's hilarious.
what do you call himself? Big
Big G.
oh my god, Big G.
Big
I'm
G.
like, why?
Who,
You
Grayson
know,
Waller?
this
Yes.
yes, Grayson
Yeah,
Waller is calling
that's
himself.
I like Grayson Waller.
Grayson
yo.
Waller, I like him a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, like low key, he's gonna have a job forever. But I'm really
Yes.
He's
interested.
definitely gonna.
He's going to, yeah. And when you think about the fallout of SummerSlam,
Mhm.
I say it for the main titles, but on Raw, I do want to see, like Riona said, I honestly think that would be a good way to get the belt on LA Knight. And guess what? That gives CM Punk and Seth Rollins more. We're gonna fight for now. It's on site.
Add
You know what I
gasoline
mean?
to it. Just add
Yeah, and just
gasoline
go
to the
add to.
fire.
And then guess what? Roman like, are y'all still fighting? I'm still waiting for my lick back. I'm gonna get you because what do you call it? The shoe follower. He said the owner of the shoe follower or something like that. For all he was saying, which was horrible at all means. But I think LA Knight would be a good way He would be a good transitional champion. Not like he was in
Thank you.
US, but for that world
Yeah.
title, he would
It'd
be
be
a
a
good
hit.
transitional
Damn.
champion.
Let's see what you do with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably. And I don't
yeah.
mind it. That's all he needs, just to put him in the
Yeah,
books.
he just
You know, and he'll
to
stay a
say he had it.
contender.
And even if Seth get it back from him, and here's the thing, Seth get it back. Who do we want to see, Roman and Seth, or do we want to see? We know we're gonna get with Punk and Seth. We know that's
Mhm.
coming. We know they're gonna have a banger after banger, but we still waiting on that Seth and Roman.
Yeah.
How long
Yeah.
do we wait for it? We know Roman's gone because he's about to be Akuma, but when he comes back, who do we want to see him with? Because he got to come back Mania season.
Yeah.
Does he come back when the Royal Rumble? All of these possibilities is what I'm. But that's why I'm saying I'm always most interested in what happened, whether you win or lose, because one thing that we got to keep in mind,
Mhm.
some of these people are winding down their time, but they're
Mhm.
still funding out spaces to make sure they're still there. And we
Yep.
still
Right.
care about them when they're there because let's be honest, do we really care about Seth with his faction? No, we care now because of what he just did.
Yeah.
We really are
That's
revested
facts.
instantly.
I'm like, okay, I'm okay with the vision now. Cause we're like, oh, this is
Yeah,
dumb.
we're
They
like,
don't even have a name. I'm like, okay,
right.
get it now.
Oh Lord,
Oh
I didn't
boy,
think
yeah.
about that.
That's the prototype.
Um,
Justin's out there. He's
is that who
booking.
takes it from LA? Look, is that LA Knights? That's who he loses it to.
I think it's probably going to be if they were going to be two transitional champions. I definitely see LA Knight. I definitely see
would do it
Tammy.
Mm-hmm. And
But
Sammy
yeah, man.
losing it to a Braun Breaker, and that caused a dissension of because he's acting like he's okay now. Braun is a little twitchy and acting like he was the Braun, not the Braun. What's his name? Can't think. What's the
Brunson.
other one there? Yeah, not Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. He was
Right.
acting real twitchy. But
Mhm.
I will say this about SummerSlam.
Mhm.
The moments are going to keep carrying on. Like
Right.
Jacob
Yeah.
Frontier is still going to be chasing the bloodline. We know
Mhm.
that. I think it's delaying for something else major to happen.
Yeah.
Because the other one got to come back. I'm not even
The
going to try to say their
NFTs,
names.
man.
Listen,
Excuse me.
we
Brian.
got Tala Tonga, Tonga Loa, and
Tala
Tonga.
Tonga.
It's so many. Like I feel like Jim Ross
That's
trying to say the
Tonga.
names. I be messing them up. Yeah. So I think that's going to lead to
That's
something
messed
else
up.
because
How
we
did
got to
Jim
do
Ross
something with
get
Big
straight?
Jim.
Yeah, Big Jim's
Because
got to
he
find
was
something to
messing with
do.
me. Yeah, we need Big Jim to do something, and I'm gonna just
Oh,
keep calling
trust
him
me,
Big
Big
Jim.
Jim doing something.
See, there you go.
Yeah, Naomi.
he is
He needs something in the
just
ring.
fine. He is just fine.
I will never forget
But
the day she put out that tweet
And which one? But you're
About-
I was gonna say
about
which,
about the injections accusations.
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
for
listen.
realness.
Yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you have a question? Because we can close on this one. Go ahead. You got a question for me, brother guy?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Do you see any other PLEs with the move to what you call it going to 2 nights now, or do we keep it just WrestleMania, SummerSlam?
I think so far just WrestleMania and SummerSlam because they were the two like money makers. One summer, one spring. I don't see any other ones right now because these are the biggest ones. As long as they do these super shows in other countries, you know what I mean. That's kind of how they kind of supplement. Like we can have a big show like this, man, and we can just do it for one night. Global audience, they're gonna go crazy because they haven't experienced it. We're gonna treat like a mania and to move forward, right? So yeah. I think nothing has emerged yet so they can say, hey, look, you think people will come out for this one, but people are coming out for Mania, people are coming out for SummerSlam. So yeah, this is with that being said, I think it was a successful situation. But yeah, I don't see any other, not right now, at least. Not right now. But you know, who knows with the level of popularity and the money they keep making. But yeah, man, we're gonna call this a night. We're gonna call it in early. You know what I mean? Well, not really early, but it's just earlier than usual. You know, Brian he has a birthday to bring in, and man, there's a lot to look forward to. I'm looking forward to what happens with Seth Rollins in the Vision, like Brother Guy said. I'm intrigued now. Let's see where this goes. Now you got me hooked into it. Of course, Brock Lesnar's back. Who knows what the heck that looks like? But like I said, man, we're not here to fight with Triple H or WWE or TKO. We're gonna go with the flow. We're gonna enjoy this. We're not gonna debunk anything. We're gonna break things down. We're gonna educate the fans. We're gonna appreciate the subtleties that we've gotten back. And I'm pretty sure there's some things for me to react to in the near future. But in the meantime, please follow us on all our social media platforms at Wrestling Wrealm. Subscribe to our Twitch, our Patreon, and our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm. Don't forget to also follow Championship Culture on Instagram, Championship Culture _. Don't forget every Tuesday, 8 p.m. youtube.com/Wrestling Wrealm. Championship Culture will be back next week. Season 4 is just heating up. There's so much to get into, so much to even have discussions about. Trust me, we're never going to run out of things to talk about. But until then, you're going to have to catch us next week when we continue to have those discussions. So thank you for joining us. We're out of here. Peace.
Houston, we have a problem.
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/thewrestling realm.